All right, let's get right into it. If you've ever used ChatGPT, you know it's incredibly powerful. But you've probably also had that feeling that you're not really in the driver's seat, right? Well, today we are going to change that. We're going to talk about how you can take the reins and turn ChatGPT from just a generic tool into your own specialized assistant.
And this right here just hits the nail on the head. This Reddit user perfectly captured a frustration so many of us have felt. You know, you ask for some real, critical feedback on an idea, and what do you get? This is a fantastic concept. It's so eager to be helpful that sometimes it's just not. It ends up being an echo chamber when what you really needed was a mirror.
Which brings us to the big question, the reason we're all here. How do you actually cut through all that digital flattery and the generic praise to get an AI that's genuinely, specifically useful for you? Well, you're in luck, because that's exactly what we're about to figure out.
Okay, first things first, let's really break down the problem. We got to understand why the default version of ChatGPT acts the way it does. Its whole personality is basically designed to be helpful and, harmless to a massive global audience. But that often translates into this super agreeable, people-pleasing bot.
Does any of this sound familiar? It's always saying, as a large language model, or apologizing for things it can't do. You ask it for tough, honest feedback, and it gives you a pep talk. You give it a list of 5 things to do, and it conveniently does one of them. Look, these aren't really bugs. They're features of its default personality that we're about to engineer right out of it.
So where do we even begin? The first and honestly the simplest tool in our kit is custom instructions. I want you to think of this like the basic settings menu for your AI's brain. It's a total game changer, and it's amazing how many people just scroll right past it.
The best part about custom instructions is that it's a set it and forget it kind of deal. You write your rules just one time and boom, ChatGPT applies them to every single new chat you start. No more repeating yourself, no more starting every prompt with a long paragraph about how you want it to act.
And the beauty here is its simplicity. You're literally just working with 2 little boxes. In the first one, you give it context about you. For instance, I'm a copywriter for a media company called FizzFeed. My whole job is making funny, kinda cringy listicles about movies and TV. Then, in the second box, you tell it how to act. Be super casual, always use a listicle format, and please, have opinions. Just like that, you've created a specialist.
And hey, if you just want something direct and powerful right now, you can literally copy and paste this real mode prompt. This is a fantastic little piece of instruction for anyone who needs brutally honest feedback. I mean, come on, truth over dopamine, vision over validation. That completely flips the AI from being a cheerleader into a sharp, critical partner.
Custom instructions are amazing for setting a consistent tone, for sure. But what if you need more? What if you need an AI that's a genuine expert in a specific field or one that can use custom tools? For that, we got to level up. We need to go from changing the settings to building a whole new app. And that's where custom GPTs come in.
So here's the most important thing to get. A custom GPT isn't just ChatGPT with a new coat of paint. No, it's a purpose-built application. You're combining your specific instructions with your own data, your files, and even unique skills, creating a tool designed to solve one specific problem, and solve it really, really well.
This table just lays it all out perfectly. Think of it this way. Custom instructions are for your personal tone tweaks. But with custom GPTs, you get the whole shebang. Full-on behavioral scripting, the ability to process files, plus you can create a whole team of different GPTs, one for coding, another for marketing, a third for legal research, and none of them will get confused with each other.
But the real superpower, the absolute game changer here, is that first bullet point, uploading a knowledge base. This means you can give your GPT a stack of legal documents, your company's private reports, or the entire script of a TV show, and it becomes an instant expert on that specific stuff. It's no longer just pulling from its general knowledge, it's using your data.
Okay, so whether you're sticking with custom instructions or you're building a full-blown GPT, the quality of what you get out is completely dependent on the quality of your instructions. So how do you write prompts like a pro? Let's get into it.
Now, this might sound a little counterintuitive, but trust me on this. Stuffing that instruction box with thousands of words is usually a recipe for disaster. Super long, complicated prompts can actually confuse the model and make it forget key parts of what you told it. The real goal here is precision, not just volume.
This example just perfectly shows what I mean by less is more. A user on Reddit wanted the AI to write like the author Philip Pullman. Their first try was a 318-word analysis. The refined, much better instruction, just 33 words. They called it syntactical condensation, basically boiling it all down to the most powerful keywords that trigger the exact style you want. It's all about being efficient with your words.
Here are a few more pro tips pulled directly from developers and power users. First, be explicit. Second, use separators like 3 hashtags to create a really clear structure. And this one is huge. Focus on positive commands. So instead of saying don't use jargon, you should say explain this in simple, everyday language. It's a tiny shift in how you phrase things, but it makes a world of difference.
You know, something a lot of people miss is that the order of your instructions actually matters a lot. A super effective way to structure your prompt is to put the main command, the directive, dead last. You start with examples, give it context and a role to play, and then, right at the very end, you tell it what you want it to do. This really helps focus the AI's attention right where you want it.
All right, as we start to wrap this up, I want to reframe everything we've just talked about. By mastering these techniques, you're not just using a tool a little better. You are fundamentally changing your relationship with AI. You're actually stepping into a brand new role.
And this is it. This is the skill you've been learning this whole time. It's called prompt engineering, and it's all about carefully designing instructions to guide an AI's behavior. It's less about just talking to an AI and more about designing an input to get a predictable, high-quality output.
So here it is, the big takeaway. The point of all this isn't just to stop ChatGPT from being so annoying. It's about shifting your mindset from being a passive user of a tool to being an active architect. You are designing, building, and refining an assistant that is perfectly tailored to you and your needs.
And that leaves us with one final and, I think, very exciting question. You now have the blueprint to create a specialized AI expert on pretty much any topic you can think of. A legal analyst, a creative writing coach, a personal finance advisor. The only question left is, who are you going to build first?